Hello and welcome to the Cave of Creation. In this series of videos I'm going to be doing some introduction to the various tools in the Heroforge software that I use to create most of my characters. If you've been watching the channel, you'll have seen the little shorts going through that show a much sped up version of my creation flow. I've already tried creating this video twice. One of them is one of the videos that's already up, but was finding they were so long that it was impractical. So I'm going to do lots of small chunks so that you don't get bored and so it's easier for you to find the content that you want. That said, let's move on. The first thing I've done is found myself a source. It came from that, and then with the magic of Photoshop, it's managed to be expanded to that. Now, this is not going to be 100% representation. This is just kind of a concept image for the face and the base figure that I'm going to change to fit something more steampunk and Lovecraftian. So moving to the software, you start off with a new character with Heroforge with this base semi-asexual image and a huge range of different species. To look at them in more detail, I would go into the software and actually have a look for yourself. The dice icons enable it to create a randomized version, so that will give you a randomized human. That will give you a completely random option, but in this case I want a male human, so there we go. The search option up here gives you a search by genre. On some of the other search options like gear, it will give you a search by item type. Head. Let's start with the face. Currently you have a limited number of faces. They are working on a face creator, so something similar to what you'd find in most computer roleplay games, which will be fantastic when it gets here, but has a lot of work on it and is a work in progress, and they're hoping to have it out by the end of this year, 2022. So looking through at the most appropriate face for what I want, I think it's probably that one. Is his fairly square jawed. So face, ears, again a wide selection of ears for the races. When you see this at the top, that indicates that you can unlink the two and have something different on each side, but I don't want to change his ears. There's damaged ears, there's dwarf ears, there's protruding ears, but normal human ones will do for now. Hair is where it gets more interesting. Again, same search options, variety of hairs, not quite what we want for our mad scientist, but there's one I know further down here, wild hair. That seems to do the job quite nicely. Beard. Now he has a bit of stubble in a beard here, but we don't have really stubble options here. They're dealt with in colour. And the only vaguely appropriate beard we have is a bit too fancy, I think, so we'll handle that when we get to stubble. Eyebrows, fewer selections, but standard eyebrows. Eyes, again, normal human, not alien or robotic. Teeth, though you can't see them, I'm going to go from the flat teeth style to actually proper teeth. And no horns, halos or snakehoods. So we're done with the head. Body. Start with the torso. So you can be crazy. Lots of arms. And then control all of your arms individually. We want one set. And then you've got different body types that will have different effects on the arms. I'm sticking with bog standard humanoid. But what I am going to do is come in here and put on a clawed robotic arm. There are arms that look a bit more modern, but I want something steampunky. He's not a pirate, so he doesn't want a hook. So we have a clawed robotic arm for his left arm. Again, we're moving away from our concept image, but that's okay. Legs, you can also do that, by the way, for each individual arm. Legs, we have a variety of leg types. Do we want him to be a centaur? How about a snake? No, actually, I want him to be a human. And again, you have different options for the legs. So, he's having a very warm day. Let's turn that off. He's not on fire at the moment. Come back to measure in a second. Wings, similar options. Again, notice the link. Tails, these operate slightly different in that you can have up to 9, but they've all got to be the same type. But it does let you create some interesting effects. Let's just turn that off. Extras give you kind of aquatic extensions. Or Teenage Mutant Hero Tin Turtles, anyone? But again, he's fairly normal. So last of all for this video, measure. This is the one where you really start to make your character's body. Height does what it says on the tin, goes from 11 foot tall to 3 foot. Doesn't work that well with children on the grounds that your hands stay the same size. I've created some children, it's not too terrible, but it's not as good as it could be. Head, chibi like anyone? Move that back up and have him about, not 6 foot, 5'10". Weight can be dealt with as one or individually. I always like to lower the lower weight slightly. I think they make that just a little too big. But in his case, he's not hugely large, so let's take that down. Posture, slumped to very upright. He needs to be more on the upright side, but not quite that. Build, how big are your shoulders? Again, he's got reasonable length shoulders. Upper scale, arm length. Again, notice the cog says you can do different parts of the arms. If it's all as one, it will do it all equally. Muscularity, big muscles, no muscles. No, I'm going to say it's on the lower end. Bust, generally for feminine characters. Waist, tight corset. Belly, curves, belly out and in. And this one never works quite right. Booty, you can see the bottom part is coming far too far away from the upper. So that gives us a rough body, waiting for what will go in the next video, which is when we'll start looking at clothing and style and creating the general outfit for him. So I hope you enjoyed this first video. If you did, please hit like, hit subscribe if you want to see more content, and the notification bell means you'll be told every time I release something. We have a Discord server with a link in both the description and on the YouTube page, and the same for Facebook. And again, notification comes out every time we release something on there. Please share with your friends if you know people that will like this content. It'll help get the channel out there and give me more chance to put more content up. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.